Archie, as we were mentioning, first ever real loan to an rival RLCS team. Read between the lines. The guy's gone. He's not a youth product. He was Semper's best player. He's gone after this season, and contracts are a thing. Sometimes players just have to wait out the contracts. Unfortunately for Mark and Ferry, no loan moves for them, and no loan goals in this series either, only permanent transfers. The question is who's going to get the first one as Rumble Bumblers in the orange take on Team Singularity in the green. And would you believe it? Rumble Bumblers, in similar fashion to their series against Vitality, take the opening lead of the series.
Oh, I'm wondering who is watching flashbacks in front of their eyes, and who is getting his worst out of this one. Obviously, if Rumble Bumblers are opening up the scoring, it's best for them, and Team Singularity are thinking, oh goodness gracious, this is all over again, isn't it? It's only the start, it's only the beginning, but Braziers actually stays with the ball, and together with Vency manages to bring the ball back in, all the while Sheila in the back, no demos on the line. But I think Rumble Bumblers are going to be utilizing a more passing-heavy playstyle. Although Braziers, well, he needed a much heavier hand on that pass to get anything going midfield.
Oh, I'm going for the far post there. Vency, unfortunately, not to put this one away. Braziers is a proper nuisance in front of net, but here comes the breakaway now. All three players breaking out. Bluey going for the bump, and Vency stares into the eyes of death and says, nah, thank you, mate. I'll have another one another day. Another shot comes in. Up and away by Vency into the midfield, and the Rumble Bumblers defense survives out of sheer willpower.
I think survive is the right word. This was threatening. But remember that series of Saw and Team Vitality? When Team Vitality were looking as if they were going to concede any second now. I think I'm now getting flashbacks to that. And that was a nice one to see. Vency perhaps on his own. This just goes to the side, and angle is not right, and they cannot utilize Team Singularity's double commit. That demo on the line might be something. And maybe I spoke too soon about no physical place. Definitely some of the chances are coming in. Now Razier just removes Chippy almost sent packing, but just not enough.
So I think it was Spooks who said earlier, a really good point actually. A lot of these teams who are in and around RLCS level, they really haven't had a chance to play against Rumble Bumblers in scrims. It's why a lot of the time we really see the best of the best going up against each other and not really that many mistakes. Rumble Bumblers are just discombobulating the Team Singularity rotations at the moment. Raziers in particular, as much as I was throwing a little bit of shade onto him about where he stands in the pecking order of the greater, like, world of Rocket League esports, at the same time, he is leading this team. He's using all of the experience which he has gained to great effect, and we shouldn't count out Vency and Sheila here. Both of them have put together their game plan really nicely. Great demos, good defense, really solid defense actually. Although, is this one going to go in? No. Again, Vency at the far post saves away from Chippy, and Bluey's going to try and restart something here, but again, great read from Sheila. This is just really nice play from the Rumble Bumblers, and Team Singularity might have to change up the tact a little bit earlier than I was expecting. Maybe! Oh, what a save again!
Oh, they need to find a clear immediately. This is not going their way. Yes, the defense is still holding on, but you don't want to be holding on. You want to be surviving. You want to be thriving and living. And Raziers can still drop it down on the ground. That counterattack could have turned ugly for Team Singularity. Rumble Bumblers not finding their third, and now it's still a bit more open. Only Vency back in the net. Bluey goes very hard on the ball that I don't think he had any idea of what to do with it in the end. Does not work out with absolutely anyone. And through all of that, there's still no goal for Singularity. No matter how hard they tried, Rumble Bumblers, with their last breath, still manages to keep it at 2-0.
It's why we always emphasize on paper. On paper, this shouldn't have happened, but it has. And Team Singularity's not reacting to it well. It's a free shot for Raziers. And Billy has to fly back in to make the save. Double commit between Chippy and Billy. Just not great communication overall. Vency around the corner. Oh, great interception. Necessary interception for Bluey, who's picked up the Savior medal. You know, Rumble Bumblers haven't just been pickpocketing these goals. They've been working the net really beautifully. Some lovely synergy and connections between these three. Is there going to be a goal here? No. Again, Vency and Raziers combine once more, this time in the defense to stop that opening for Singularity. One goal and you might worry for Rumble Bumblers. And is that goal going to come? No. Again, great defense coming out from the team in orange.
And I'm quite peculiar in seeing that Rumble Bumblers quite often are keeping Razier's back in the net. One of the technically adept players in the offense, they prefer that he stays back. Could have been just a luck of the draw, luck of the rotation, but it is working out for them as well. He is smart. But not as smart as Billy. Look at him go. Might have gone to coaching, but it seems like he still has some gunpowder in those muskets of his.
Oh, the finesse off the backboard. That's a beautiful play. The jumper's coming out in the goal celebration. 32 seconds. That is enough time to get something going for Team Singularity, but they can't wait around. Billy takes the ball off Bluey and loses possession immediately. Not what you want to see if you're a fan of the team in green. Razier is looking for the pinch, but actually gives it away to Bluey. But look at Billy. He's far back. He was looking for the boost. He misses the challenge on Sheila. Chippy up against Vency, avoids Vency, up against Razier, is not able to beat him. Bluey towards the net, that's high. In comes Billy, the demo, near post, it's still loose. Double commit from Rumble Bumblers. Is it going to stay up? The answer is yes. Chippy to Bluey, who misses completely. And Billy not on the same wavelength. Rumble Bumblers take first blood.
Yeah, that was Bluey's to take, and that was the last and the best chance I feel like the Team Singularity could have had in that attempt. But by that point, it was just a little bit already too late. No matter how hard they tried, those 2 goals by Rumble Bumblers at the very beginning was just too much to overcome. All the while, Team Singularity just could not beat Rumble Bumblers on counterattacks. There was always a defender sitting in, and more often than not, with Raziers being that last player for Rumble Bumblers, he never left Team Singularity any chance. He is cool, calm, collected when it comes to getting the balls out of their own half and redirecting them all the way back, where Team Singularity would have to try over and over and over again. And all of these attempts, you saw what it comes down to, just 1 goal in total, but very solid amount of shots, 11 in total for Team Singularity.
The big stat for me, Jan, is the saves on the side of the Rumble Bumblers. 9 saves from the 11 shots put up by Singularity. That's just good defense. And that is also Singularity not really being creative enough. I think, to be fair, that game was lost in the opening minute. Rumble Bumblers just came flying out the gates, and Singularity wasn't ready to deal with them. Maybe as this series progresses, we'll start to see more of the Singularity that we expect, certainly. But the Rumble Bumblers have a great start, a great foundation point here. And they'll be at least hoping that sheer confidence that they're exuding will continue to take them far. I imagine it'll be a little bit more tough this time around, however. Vency looking for the early mechanics, and Chippy off the backboard. The passing ended up with Billy, and Bluey not able to slip it by Razier. Sheila in. And although demoed for his trouble, most crucially gets the clearage, transfers into a counter-attack. Razier's back into the middle. Lovely pass. Beautifully worked, but unfortunately comes to nothing.
I just ran away from them too much on the flank, and so Raziers was looking for an angle of his own, tried to set up his teammates as well. They had a third coming in as well, and so Rumble Bumblers were ready on the field, or at least with the bounces as they were happening, but now they need to think about the defense. Raziers to Sheila, and that is just not working. Thankfully for them, maybe they're not going to be thankful for long enough. Team Singularity both managed to take control of the ball and pass it back in, but look at that, a quick counterattack. Vency could have been looking for a demo, but Bluey calmly moves it all out. Raziers in his way, Vency in his way. A lot of 50s, and this could be another 50. Who's going to take control of it in the end? Good old clear, and Billy, I think, is going to be pretty happy to get control of that one.
As much as Rumble Bumblers looked good on defense by the stats, I think you've also got to look at the amount of time they spent on defense. Yes, when they were called into action, it looked good, but for those sustained periods, they didn't look too comfortable. And so I think that's what Singularity's going to have to... They're going to have to go against the grain of their own preferred playing style. They're going to have to get up in the faces and lay on a siege, and that has provided the goods as Chippy scores first.
I think you can see Team Singularity setting up pretty well, and that double commit just works for nobody, especially when you don't get a touch. Rumble Bumbles put in 2, get 0 out in the end, and their opposition gets 1. Finally, after all of these attempts, after all of these tries, by this point, I would say 15 shots at the very least Team Singularity have tried, and finally they broke something down. Ooh, but Raziers! Oh, crossbar! Biggest enemy of a good dribbler is the woodwork.
Oh my words. Razier's almost, you can almost imagine the hand reaching back in to claw the ball out of the net. Another good counter-attack here, and Bluey, no communication really with Chippy, getting all up in the grill, and for no good reason. Still, they're not punished for it, and Bluey able to drive forwards. Lovely feint touch to get it past the defender. Just waste a little bit more time, and it's time that needs to be wasted while they're still sitting on a 1-0 advantage as we hit half-time. Make that a 2-0 advantage as we hit half-time.
One of the biggest surprises right now for me, Relic, is who on Team Singularity is popping off. Or maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe I should be squarely in the camp of Billy, because it seems like he is being the driving force behind this squad right now. He's getting the goals. He is showing that we can't count him out by no means. But it makes Chippy and Bluey look a bit, I don't know, kids playing with his uncle. Oh, Sheila with a splash to boot as well. Returns us back to the ground. Returns us from the Billy Dreamland, where everyone on Team Singularity, including Billy, would like to be. And back on the ground, we're Rumble Bumblers, trailing in game number 2, but leading in the series so far 1-0. And now closing this difference down by 1. They look like they want to get back. I think they always look like that. Now it's their time.
Yeah, the problem with sharing your toys with your kids is that sometimes they like to throw their toys out the pram, and that can hurt. And Rumble Bumblers, eager to throw another ball in the direction of the face of the uncle!
Wow.
Raziz top bins 2-2!
Lovely little bit of playing. We all look at has the setup. Sheila only looking to set up his third player, and the fact that the Bluey couldn't save that, all down to Razier's mastery. Same spot where Bluey was even aiming for, going for. Still, Razier's beats him, and just like that, ooh, perhaps Venti can go for another run. Definitely looking for some pitches. That's just straight to Sheila. Wham, bam, thank you. 3-2, and what was that lead by Team Singularity? I remember just vaguely that there was something.
What a pinch.
That was tasty. That was absolutely scrumptious.
As scrumptious as a scone, some would say. The butter and jam yet to be applied. We've got the jam. Where's the butter? That's the question. Where's the butter? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm losing it. I'm losing it! And so is the goal mouth with its defense. Gone. Exploded. Kablooey.
That's 3 goals by Billy, 3 assists by Bluey. All while Chippy is there just applauding his teammates and go, yay, yay, go for it, and they have to. With the way that Rumble Bumblers came back from quite a serious deficit, and both with the goals and with the play in his was unfolding. Team Singularity needed to stop that, otherwise I would be seeing Rumble Bumblers getting their 4th one in a row as well.
I was real worried for Singularity until that goal. Rumble Bumblers with 3 goals unanswered. Finally, it comes to an end, as Billy forces that one round the world and straight into the hand of Razier. It's a bit of a miscommunication with Venti. Allows Bluey to come in here, drive forward, but losing it immediately again. And that allows Sheila to come in for a challenge. Billy actually wins it, and Venti forced to go to the other side of the pitch. Chippy over him, but Razier's back in net to pat it away.
Another try. Nobody up ahead from Rumble Bumblers. That was just an individual effort by Sheila. And their idea was that maybe they can force something out of Team Singularity. They need a plan, some sort of a idea, but that Razier's play. Oh, Chippy doesn't go for it. He is 2 players for Rumble Bumblers go for it. Chippy doesn't go for it. And in the end, it's advantage Team Singularity. A pass that's too easy to read. Venti not getting the boost. That's a bit rough. Cannot start anything. There's no boost in the corner anymore because that seems Singularity was just there just a moment ago. And with the Razier's off the line, still somehow Rumble Bumblers start an attack, and then another miraculous pinch comes out of them. Rumble Bumblers might set him up again. Nope. Rumbles, Bumbles. I think I'm rumbling and bumbling for long enough, Relic.
He was rumbled and bumbled about Razier's, but he readjusted nicely to make the save. And again, it's straight into his path. But, whoa! No way! Oh my god!
No, that's just Razier's, but it certainly looks like it. Gets it under his control. Nobody from Team Singularity is even in the same area code. And just like that, 13 seconds, Relic. 13 seconds for Rumble Bumblers to take this away from their opposition. Ball in the orange side of the field. This is too dangerous, but to the side. Another pass is certainly going to come out, and that's where Venti is sitting. He's not going to the net, and bam! Rumble Bumblers with a 2nd one in a row, and a comeback worthy of a team going into the playoffs. Team Singularity. You've just been reverse swept in the previous series. Can you unleash the same on your opposition? Oh, I cannot wait to get started with game number 3.
Someone go back and clip that, please. Do yourselves and everyone else a favor. Go back and clip that. Raziers has come out just to spite my comments. That's what I'm determining from this entire experience. What a goal! That is worthy of a game winner in a 7-goal thriller. And you're absolutely right. Singularity now needs to perform the reverse sweep themselves. I almost knock over my grape juice in pure excitement. Rumble, but I mean, this is incredible. How is this team doing these things? The answer is because you got a cool head like Raziers who doesn't listen to commentators throwing shade on them and knows how good they are and the sort of levels that they can perform to. Singularity, on their last life, this is the last chance saloon. They're going to have to hope that they can throw it through 3 sets of traffic lights, Jam, before they run out of fuel.
There also might be a chance that Rumble Bumblers are being coached by Danny Boy, who is known to be very strict with his understudies, and who knows, maybe it's a good old Danny shouting session, or a couple of very strong but proper words is what's bringing them in. Raziers, no, Blue needs to dispossess Raziers. You know what Raziers can do with the ball if left alone with it for too long, and that is miraculous goals. That's what it is. Match point for Rumble Bumblers. And that's a lot of match points to overcome for Team Singularity if they want to stay alive in a tournament. One of these teams is going home. The other is going to be meeting Team Vitality in the next round. Both of these teams are going to go to the playoffs. It is only a matter of seeding in the end. First, we need to finish this series. And Team Singularity, you're not looking for easy ways out. And right now, it's all in line.
And let's give credit to Venci and Sheila either. They are not looking like dead weights. They're putting in their shifts, as if case in point, putting up a nice double-man defense there to prevent an almost certain goal from going in. It was on target. Billy. The challenge comes in from Chippy, and that falls to Sheila. Nice, soft touch here. Looking for the dribble play, looking for the 50. Wins 1. Raziers! Oh, my word! Wasn't taking no for an answer, was he?
Can we just take a second look at it? Can we just take a third look at it as well? Bluey, okay. He goes up early, perhaps knowing what Raziers can do with the ball and how quickly he can gain power from it, but Razier just keeps it low to the ground, and Bluey's acrobatics are all for naught. Oh, Raziers. Will we see more of you in RLCS? I sure hope so.
Man. Bit of a renaissance here. Perhaps the Wise are to be worried about. It's not usually the case in Rocket League. Rocket League is usually a game for the young. It's all about those Twitch reactions. The older the esports player gets, you usually look at your fighting games, you usually look at your MOBAs, but looking at Rocket League, Billy still has something to say. The oldest player on Singularity ties things up.
We're going to quickly check if he, by any chance, isn't the oldest player on the field, period. That is correct. He is the oldest players on the field.
Wow.
And look at what he's doing. Bravo to Billy. That's 1 goal. That only ties up this game number 3. But this could be a pass. Chip it to Bluey. Nope. Couldn't reach it. Bluey just keeps it up alive. All the while, Uncle Billy puts 2 kids on his shoulders and tries to carry the whole of Team Singularity. It is a tall task. All the while, Raziers flip reset. Feels like Sheila just attached too late for that. He either was not sure if Raziers can get it, or Raziers did not communicate it well enough.
Now, what did Raziers win? I think Raziers won something in DreamHack Beyond last year, didn't he? That's where we really started to pick up on what this player could do. He won the DreamHack Beyond 2021 1v1 Boost Cup in the EU region. And you know what, Jam? You can tell why, can't you? You can really tell why.
Oh, it's every single time. Well, this is, as far as Raziers goals go, it's a simple one. But man, is it efficient. And with a setup from a flying from his teammate, it is looking like Raziers found himself some great setter-uppers. Oh, yet another loss of kickoff by Team Singularity.
No.
And Venci cannot arrange himself in a way that would put it on target. But this was looking like a done deal 3rd goal for Rumble Bumblers. All the while, Team Singularity, I think we need to watch their replays with their kickoffs under a microscope, because every single time something is just a little bit off, Is it the speed? Is it their positioning? Is it their idea of trying to play from behind? Or is it they're trying to go too fast and their opponents are trying to play from behind and always beating Team Singularity at that play? All I know is Raziers beats one. We'll be looking to drop it for the other one. Billy is looking for that second one. Vinci, double tap. Sheila,
that's
just
game,
on target.
Surely.
That's a 3-1.
That's that. It feels like game. Usually at 3-1, I'm not one to call it, but Team Singularity are all over the place. Nothing they do seems to be working. Everything that they try and do successfully blows up in their faces. Rumble Bumblers, led by Raziers. An unlikely 3-0 sweep, I should say. Singularity still just trying to get it to 2-1 in the series, just to try and make it 3-1, just to try and hold some modicum of respect going forward from this. Chippy, the demo, it's onto the backboard and it's not going to be put away. Another touch. This Rumble Bumblers defense, ramshackle as it may be at times, is doing the business. Defended at the top post there by Bluey. Billy carries into the midfield. Bluey goes to the backboard, but there again is a player in orange waiting, lying, ready for whatever Singularity throws at them. Billy, another backboard, and there's Vency again. They're running out of time, Singularity.
The question is, how many kitchen sinks? No! Not enough. Not enough. Oh, Sheila. That's a 4-1, and Woohoo! Team Singularity, I think you're packing your bags and going home. Toodaloo. See ya. Do not collect 200. Do not do something else that you do in Monopoly. But man, oh man, oh man. Rumble Bumblers, the real deal it seems.
It's almost like a golf swing. Vency teeing up Sheila. I know we had Munce in chat earlier. I'm sure he's going to be saying Sheila a couple of times after watching what we've just witnessed here. Chippy, that's sweet. But no one's there. Finally, the shot comes in from Billy. And Jera's as incredibly poor as the missed Shadow Strike was, as was a defense team bump. Vency and Sheila working so well together just moments ago. Very much self-sabotaging. 2 goals in 30 seconds. It's a necessity or Singularity's out.
It was looking as if, Chippy, 1 versus 1. 1 versus somebody. Raziers thankfully is on the flank and going for it, and that clear. It has so much oomph behind it. And with Blue not being able to read a touch on the backboard, another miss. Vency, can he order us a tall drink? Nope, apparently not. Gets a bum though. And by this point, Relic, if only this goes in, that does not. We might even see another one from Raziers. Honestly, I'm going to take it. I'm going to pretend that went in, and I'm going to say, Rumble Bumblers, what a display.
And here I thought beating Vitality Trio was going to be the upset. Team Singularity sent home with their tails between their legs. Rumble Bumblers. No bumbling about that, was there? Brilliant. Brilliant performance. So secure, so sure in every facet of their play. They forced Singularity into so many mistakes and deservingly through to Saturday. Now it's just a question of whether they can taste sweet revenge against Vitality and earn that better seeding position. Oh,
that's going to be one heck of a series to watch, really. And Rumble Bumblers have shown us that they can really give it to some of the best players on the scene. That one victory versus Vitality also shows that, and knowing that Vitality just dropped 0-3 to their opposition in SUH, I wonder what kind of form the Frenchman will be on the field, and I cannot wait to see what Rumble Bumblers are going to do. And also knowing that Rumble Bumblers are guaranteed to both play in the next series as well as play in playoffs, us casters are better start getting prepared to roll off the Rumble Bumblers, Rumble Bumbles, Rumble Bumblers off the tongue, because that is a tongue twister. But their play is no tongue twister. It's just a joy to behold. And Raziers, I mean, what an MVP performance from him. Just so... He led from everywhere. I know people like to say people lead from the front, or they lead and like to command from the back. He was everywhere. Great in defense. Excellent in offense. I mean, that goal in game number 2 to win 4-3. If it didn't feel like it wasn't their day before then, it was definitely their day after that, because that's one of those once-in-a-lifetime goals that you just won't see that often throughout an entire season across a variety of players, let alone from a player
who isn't even in top 16 conversation as of yet. Maybe with this team, there's something more there. Maybe this is just one of those tournament performances, Jam. Either way, it is something to be very proud of. And I can't wait to see how they do up against Vitality. Again, you said it perfectly yourself. Vitality's coming off a 3-0 defeat. This team's coming off a 3-0 win. They're going to be brimming with it once again.
Well, Chippy, Bluey, and Billy, the first team out of the Dacia Spring Electric, are going to be watching it from the sidelines. Billy most likely watching Semper Esports, his previous team that he has coached, tomorrow as well. But we have one more match remaining. On the 1-year anniversary of Dacia Spring, it's Dacia Spring Electric Tournament. We're going to be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rocket RB and our coverage. Our last match of Pool A of the Dacia's Spring Electric Tournament here on the Rocket RB. My name is Craftman, that is Spooks, and we've had, we've had a decent bracket today. I mean, this guy over here has got every single match correct so far. I mean, Spooks, you want to give me the lottery numbers as well? Because I certainly didn't predict this bracket.
Well, after checking my notes that I totally have right here next to me, it seems that I'm correct. And the numbers right now are non-existent, as that's not what I am good at. I'm good at predicting Rocket League every once in a blue moon. But I will say, though, if my prediction is to be perfect, Rumble Bumblers is going to lose here to Team Vitality once again.
Oh, boy. I mean, like, they did lose earlier on, but it did seem like for at least like that first game that we saw Rumble Bumblers in, they did seem to have the upper hand on Team Vitality, and obviously they won that game 4-2. But the series we've just seen against Singularity as well, considering that Singularity went to game 5, yes, it was a reverse sweep against Sir, Rumble Bumblers just ran over Singularity in that last series, and Rezzers, he is something else, man.
I think the way to look at this is that on Singularity's end, they eventually lost that game 3 against Sa and then haven't been able to bounce back really. While on the other end, you saw Sa won those 3 in a row, then won another 3 in a row. I don't see a similar trend happening for Rumble Bumblers, but I can see it going another 3-1 against Vitality once again. I think that's a good result for a team like that. But in general, I really want to see Team Vitality step up again. Show us why you guys are good. Show us why you won last time around 3-1 and win this one with a 3-0 now.
I think that's the sticking point for a lot of people watching this evening, Spooks, us included, because Vitality, yes, they've got the star power in K-Dop in Alpha, and with Radisson coming in now, pardon me, with Radisson coming in and filling that extra spot, the left by the bench now Fairy Peak, there's a lot of questions, and I still feel there's a lot of questions to be answered by this roster, because they don't seem to be on the same page a lot of the time, and especially the series that we casted a little bit earlier on today against Sir, they just didn't seem to click all that well. I mean, 1 goal out of 3 games, they just got absolutely trounced in that. Now, that's not to take away anything from Sir. They're a really good team, and we'll see them in the playoffs come Saturday. But for Vitality to not score more than once in a 3-game series, there's a lot of red flags there for a roster who, yes, I know they're only in their early stages and their early beginnings of working together, but for a team that's got the star power that they have, they should be right up there. They should be pushing these games to game 5 or even winning them right out.
They really should, but I think for Vitality, like I've said before, after the match against their problems for now seems to be that follow-up that they really just don't have. I never see that second man be ready. I never see it really be prepared to follow up what first man has been creating. I want to see that in this match. Don't go for those solo plays every single time. Set something up for second man and have him punish whatever Rumble Bumblers tries to do right away. Get on top of it. Show us the Vitality that we have seen in the past that can win these types of tournaments. Because right now, I feel there's one player on the team who has shown me a good level that I'm ready for. That is Radossin. Radossin, in my eyes, has been playing well. The other 2, I feel like, can step it up a bit more.
I fully agree with you. I think Radossin has been a godsend right now for Vitality. I mean, he's exactly the player they needed, but like switching gears and switching sides of the fields here as we get things underway right now for our final series of Pool A. On the side of Rumble Bumblers, we mentioned him in the build-up there, Raziers. He is just an awesome force to be reckoned with. But one dog who has still got a few tricks in the bag is K-Dop, 3 seconds off the kickoff.
Pulling the bunny out of the hat right away. K-Dop opening us up quite well. 3 seconds in, it's a good way to start off for Vitality. I think that's basically them saying, We're here, we're ready to go. We ain't going to make this a long time. We just want to sweep this through and be done with it for today.
Well, it's a statement after not scoring in about 10-15 minutes of game time. I think it was more close to 11 minutes because we had the 11 or 12 minutes because I think Vitality scored their first goal of the series against Sur with about 58 seconds or so left on the clock in game 1. They hadn't scored at all after that. That's their first in probably close to about an hour of real time. Maybe an hour and a half or so. To get one quickly is really good for their mental. K-Dop trying to get a second, and Vitality do have the better in the way of offense and offensive pressure, and that's something that you were criticizing them for earlier for, Spooks.
I was, but so far this looks to be a similar Vitality as we saw that basically won 3 games in a row.
Oh boy.
Against Bumblers, and I don't believe that's going in, but this one for certain will. And that is that follow-up that I was looking for. But do we talk about the pinch we saw before?
I mean, that pinch from, I believe it was from Alpha, or was it Kano, or was it Radisson? One of the Vitality guys who was sitting in net. Didn't quite catch who it was. Oh, Razier's just making the save in the nick of time there. But yeah, that pinch from the goal line to set up that goal was absolutely phenomenal. And it's put Vitality in a 2-goal lead early on here in game number 1. What do Rumble Bumblers have to come back at this one? Oh my goodness. The miss from Venci, and it's 3-0.
It's a bit painful to concede one of these, but I really feel like this is the Vitality you normally look for. It looks controlled, it looks solid, and they look just the better team right now. And that's a simple statement for a game 1, but that's just how good they look after just a minute and a half already. They just look that comfortable, and they should be looking this comfortable.
I think if Rumble Bumblers want to look a bit more comfortable, they need to get Raziers a little bit more involved with the play. He's kind of been a non-factor so far for me. We're only 2 minutes into game number 1. Raziers does clear this one away from K-Dop. And with no boost, he'll be able to, hopefully for himself, hand that off to a teammate. Venci came in. Schiller is there for the rebound. The corner will go, and right back to defense will have to go Rumble Bumblers as K-Dop passes into Radosin off the backboard. Where is Alpha? And again, Spooks, that next follow-up from Vitality just isn't there. I know they're 3-0 up, they're playing it safe, but that is indicative of what we've seen so far today.
It really is, and it is something to look forward to hopefully being changed, but that's why you play in these types of tournaments, Crafters. These types of tournaments will get you to know these types of mistakes, will make you learn from them and improve them further on and on and on. As Resurge is trying to improve the standing right now of Rumble Bumblers, but it isn't going that well. Fancy getting blocked off by Radosin.
Oh, what a misty! Oh, boy!
And that is clean as can be.
Oh, if Musty was in the chat himself, he'd be praising that one to high heaven. Radisson showing everyone how it's done. And Vitality 4-0. Right out of the gate. And that is a statement made to Rumble Bumblers, who, you know, breezed through that series against Singularity and thought they might have a chance against a struggling Vitality, but the French boys, they're coming out swinging, and they're looking to book themselves a place in the upper bracket.
I think they have really, really learned from that other series they played against Rumble Bumblers, and they just don't seem too excited to keep this up, or at least go do the same dance that they did last time around against Rumble Bumblers. They really just want to finish this tango off with a quick 1-2 into the net.
And make that a 1-2 with a 6-0 now, as Vitality find their stride. And the thing that I was thinking about for when we saw Vitality earlier, or when the times we've seen Vitality so far today, is that they haven't really been playing all that well as a team. Now they're starting to get their passing plays in, and they're starting to look very, very threatening. Here comes Venci trying to claw together something for Rumble Bumblers. But you would say that Vitality do look a little bit more complete than they did earlier on. Whether that's the quality of play of Rumble Bumblers declining, or if Vitality have stepped their game up. Yet to see, but for me, Rumble Bumblers just can't seem to string any good plays together. It seems one person's going, and I know this is a pickup team, and we were mentioning it earlier, it looks like solo standard. It's certainly looking like solo standard now, or maybe even just 3 1v1s happening at the same time for Rumble Bumblers. 7-0 now.
But this is the type of results I expect from Vitality against a team like Rumble Bumblers. Let's be honest here, it's game 1, but it just as well could have been game 3. We could have been done, dusted, on our way to beds. I don't see this coming back from Rumble Bumblers. If this is the way they're going, Sheila may get a 1, but that is not even allowed either. It really is just as simple as Vitality knows what to do now and is actually playing together as a team.
11 goals now. They've scored a combined 11 goals in the previous 2 series. Looking to threaten that immediately in the first game of their final series of the day. Remember, both these teams will be playing in the playoff bracket on Saturday. It's just a question of which side of the bracket will they start in. Whoever wins will go into the upper bracket as seed number 2 and face seed 1 from Group B, who plays tomorrow. Loser of this one will go to seed 3 and start in the lower bracket. So it's essential that you get a win here, so you have that extra life come the playoff bracket on Saturday and Sunday. Vitality, a great start for them. Could be 8, won't be 8, it will be 7. And a statement made in the first game of the last game.
Definitely statement made. I think this is...
Sorry, I said first game of the last series of the day. That's what I meant. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Crafters. Yeah, it's hard for me because normally I like to analyze things, go in depth, see what went wrong for a team. But there's not much to analyze if pretty much everything went against you.
Yeah, there's, I mean, just looking at the stats, you've got 17 shots from Vitality, only 5 from Rumble Bumblers. No more than 2 for any given member of the Rumble Bumblers team. It's just an absolute slaughtering. Like I said earlier, in Rocket League, you've got to have yourself a short memory, and Rumble Bumblers need to completely just forget that first game happened, move on with their lives, get on to the second game, because they've taken a game off Vitality already today. They know how to come out swinging. I'd like to see them just up the pace a little bit, because Vitality did, yes, they were working well, getting their passing plays going, but I think it was maybe just a little bit, the pace could have done with moving up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think Rumble Bumblers, if they can get some pace behind them, some speed in their ability to go upfield, then that's when they're going to give Vitality a lot to think about. And Razier's will give K-Dop something to think about at the start of game number 2.
Quick rapid-fire question for you, Crafters. What's the one easy way to fix this type of gameplay where one team is just that much dominanter? However you want to call it. English is hard sometimes, but it's just this dominant against you. How do you fix that as the other team?
Don't let them score. That's step 1.
That's probably one of them, but no.
Yeah,
Demos.
Step 1, don't let them score. And don't double commit like that. Yes, you get the save, but you cleared out your defense. It's Razier's the one having to make the clear there. And I think, to answer your question seriously though, Spooks, for me, the possession was fully in Vitality's corner in the last game. So if Rumble Bumblers want a chance in this, they need to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. They can't give away easy chances, like put one pot shot onto the Vitality net, for example, and then retreat back. They have to keep the pressure on and keep this ball in their own possession. I mean, look at there. You had an interception in the middle of the field, and all of a sudden Venti has another chance on net, or at least to keep it threatening. Dawson does get that one away, but you see Rumble Bumblers sticking on the ball for a little bit longer, and they're not giving Vitality space to work with.
Well, in the short answer, I was going to say demos, but I like your answer as well.
Okay.
But I
Two is the thinking. Two is the thinking. That's why you coach and I don't.
I think the easiest way to get past a team that's playing this solid and just isn't letting much through to just delete them. You can't defend if you aren't even playing on the same field right there, as there does come a demo, but it is not in favor of Rumble Bumblers, as they have to go back all the way towards their own half. Reserves not the touch you were looking for. Alpha back pass into the middle to Radosin, maybe a pass back to Alpha, but the connection isn't there. But at least one thing has been fixed for Rumble Bumblers in Game 2. They haven't conceded like 4 goals already.
That's true. They've held on. It's 0-0. Could be 1-0. That one doesn't fall the way of Schiller. But on your point as well, Spooks, with the demo plays, we know Rumble Bumblers are exceedingly good at those. I mentioned it earlier. You've got to time your demos well and time your shots well as well. As Schiller almost got it past Alpha 54, but he was ready for it. Because just on that point as well, if you don't time your demos correctly, if you just go argy-bargy it, you might demo a Vitality player, or maybe a couple of Vitality players, but then you're not in a good position to make an attack on net. You have to be really smart with them, and that's what Rumble Bumblers, I would fully agree with you. I do think they should employ some more demo strategies. For now, they do need to get out of their own half. In the corner will be Radosin. Out towards the middle, K-Dop is there, but Razier's lovely interception over the top, but still in the possession of Vitality for the moment. Now Fancy takes it on his car.
Fancy with that patience, really taking the control, but Radosin blocking him off quite early on. Alpha with a good pass towards Radosin. Can the pass be found? It is found, but the ball just going a bit wide there, Crafters. Not what you like to see from Vitality, but what I do like to see is that they're looking for one another. They're trying to find each other, and they're actually getting passes to one another, as there's a demo from K-Dop onto Reserves. Probably doesn't want to deal with Reserves right now, as he has been so far during this tournament the most lethal on Rumble Bumblers.
He had a fantastic goal in Game 2 against Singularity. Can he pull out a worldie here? K-Dop in possession. No, Razier's actually just swipes it away from him. Now he'll take it for himself. Looking for boosties. He'll look at 13 in the tank. He'll have to get a call on a teammate. Does so. I think that was Schiller coming over the top. Now Vency towards net, off the backboard. Radosin will fire it back into the green half. Oh, chance here for Alpha 54. Oh, he had to turn it on net. He goes for the double tap instead, but that gave Rumble Bumblers the chance to position inside the goal. But the shot was not accurate from Alpha 54 nonetheless.
The last couple of seconds coming closer, and the seconds keep on ticking down. Rumble Bumblers is in the offensive half, but that ball will be denied, blocked off, and going all the way towards the orange side. Ball still stuck in an awkward position. Can the shot be found? No, blocked off once again. Reserves transitioning it over towards the orange side, and they really are trying to finish this off before the 0 seconds. This one goes into the air, but there's no shot to be found, and this one will be dropping down.
Overtime yet again for Vitality. Already had one today. They lost it 1-0. And Razier has put the second nail in the coffin. Yes, he can! 1 goal in overtime is all it's going to take. Rumble Bumblers tie up the series.
And that is not one I expected to see. I don't think you expected to see this either, did you, Crafters? Because Vitality looked that dominant in Game 1. And then to lose like that is not... It's not what you like to see. It's not what you expect to see.
Oh, really, it really wasn't. And it all came down to Razier's at the end of the day. We talked him up a little bit coming into this one. He was showing some signs of life. 4 shots from him in that game. But that carry from his own half was just spectacular. Let's look at that one again. No chance that K-Dop could make that touch. And Razier's, oh, he's going to be revered by his teammates for that one. Rumble Bumblers, just when they looked down and out, 7-0 in the first game. 1 goal is all it takes sometimes, Spooks, and they are back level par with Vitality.
And I said it before, I would not be surprised if this is another 3-1 victory for Vitality, but we still need to see who will be taking these next couple of games and who will be taking victory. Radosin in good position right there, hits it up into the air. There should be a finish, but there's once again no one there to get it. It is so awkward right now, as Rumble Bumblers tries to abuse that awkwardness from Fancy with the demo as well, that it will create some space. Alpha 54 pinch for it once again, and Reserves now with the control and the patience.
Oh, and Fancy came barreling in, like being shot out of a cannon. He was right there to make the assist with Raziers, but Vitality putting up their brick wall defense. Now Raziers again towards the backboard, dunk down. Here comes Fancy, and he just gets blocked away by Alpha 54. Vitality are now really starting to worry about their back line. They're being tested every step of the way. They weren't really tested all that much in game number 1. This time around in game 2 and in game number 3, this is where the pressure has really started to pile on. Here comes Vency once again in the danger zone. But a Vitality player just gets themselves in front of it. And no immediate follow-up from Rumble Bumblers means that Vitality can just carry this one away from danger.
Verdosen goes on high, looking for the bump, but can't get it on Reserves. And I think Vitality has really learned that the second Reserves it has control and goes up, you have to be careful, because that man is lethal, and just like someone else is lethal, Alpha 54 opens up the score in game 3.
That he does, lovely off the backboard, and finds that top right corner. And that'll settle the nerves from Vitality just for the moment. Minute and a half in, and Rumble Bumblers. Big demo in there from Vency to Redosin, but Raziers can't follow that up. Might open the door for Kane up, and he does! Extends the lead to 2.
And a good goal coming out from K-Dub, and this is pretty much what we saw in game 1, isn't it, Crafters? We get 1 goal for Vitality, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open.
Can't let that happen. You cannot let Vitality start to run away with it, because they are masters of manipulating this scoreline. Rumble Bumblers really need to get one on the board right here, right now. Can't let a third in for Vitality. Here comes K-Dop towards the backboard. Here comes Alpha! And what a strike by the Frenchman!
I know earlier today we talked about some knocks on the door. I think Vitality has gotten a hammer and has just knocked the entire door down. The door is no longer there. I think it's just completely gone at this moment, Crafters.
Oh man, they held on to their bottle. Did Rumble Bumblers in game 2, but they might have bottled it here. Okay. Not even 2 minutes in. And Vitality showing their game 1 form again.
I'm getting a bit of deja vu right now. I feel like this is something we've seen before. I think we've had this play before, Crafters. I think I've seen this already, been to the movie, have seen the show, rated it quite alright, but it's still getting shown to me once again as K-Dub looking for a 5th. Can't do it alone. Maybe Alpha 54, but nope, not for him this time around either. Redosin still with boost as well. Reserves blocking him off, pushing it all the way towards the orange half once again, but nope. There is still someone in your path, and this ball gets pushed towards the green half once again. Just no goal from Redosin. I have no idea how he ended up backwards there, though.
I don't think Redosin even knows how he ended up backwards there. Oh, pinch by K-Dop and Alpha 54 as he came over the top. Would have been a spectacular fit. Nonetheless, Rumble Bumblers, Matt, they need to get something going fast. This time is ticking away. You don't want to go down 5-0. Certainly 4-0 is already a mountain enough to climb. Schiller has to get over to Raziers, does so, and he picks his point. Absolutely beautiful placement from Raziers.
And that is what you need if you are Rumble Bumblers. 2 minutes is enough time to get back into this, but I'm looking at Vitality. Did they maybe get a bit too confident there? I saw a couple of pinch attempts. I think you saw them as well. That's not what you want to see. You want to see them just fully finish out this game and be a bit of a bully in that sense. As Redosin opportunity not good enough. We'll have to try once again. Reserves blocking that first attempt of Alpha. Tries to do it once again with Redosin. Okay, I have a feeling that the vibes right now over on Vitality are quite good.
Oh, maybe not so this time around. Raziers gets the pass into Schiller. And those good vibes you were talking about, Spooks, might have just been dashed a little bit. That's a beautiful setup by the German. Finds Schiller in the middle. And that's the shot of life that Rumble Bumblers really needed. A couple of quick enough goals. They've still got plenty of time left to make a game of this one. But you've got to feel they've got to score right here, right now. They want a chance, and Bump comes through, and Fancy finds the third!
I'm almost speechless. I will say almost, because Resurge just
What a bump!
fully bullies the defender. Just says, no, goodbye. Go away. You will not save this ball. They still need one more, though. They need to get one. And if they can get that quite early on as well, it's gonna be such a thing, though. But I think this would be the first time I casted a 4-0, and they just come back into it.
Man, oh man. I've been around the block a few times on this. It's very rare that you see a 4-goal comeback like this.